Hello, Prairie Hawk staff. We've made it. It is the official last week of school. Definitely not the year that we anticipated or that we predicted, but so proud of the efforts of our staff in building trust with our community, with our students, and with our families. One of the things that as we care for our students day in, day out, we're always building that trust, and I think that a big accomplishment of this closure is that our families and students know that our trust, our care for them, our love for them is not contingent upon them being with us on site. So proud of everything we've accomplished this year. We didn't get a chance to gather, have our meal, have our closing ceremony, and celebrate our retirees. So we are putting together this short video, and in this video we'll celebrate our longevity awards and celebrate the year, celebrate our retirees in a little bit different way. We hope you enjoy and watch this video and send good wishes as our retirees enter the next stage of life. And again, so proud of the work that you've done this year in service to our students. First, we'll hear from our board president, Randy Bauer. Our board has been supportive of our work in these efforts, understanding these crazy times. I mean, if you think about it, when we were first on closure, we moved from guidance from our state that said we can't do anything. To now we're in the process of putting together plans for next fall where every student receives a required continuous learning experience. So a lot has changed in that time, a lot of support by our board. In addition to having the privilege to work with the best staff in the state, the best administrative team in the state, I do believe I have the opportunity to work with the best board in the state as well. So I just wanted you to hear a few words from Randy.
Greetings, Prairie Hawks. As I reflect on this unusual school year, two words come to mind: grateful and resilient. Who would have thought that when we left campus for spring break on March 13th, we would not be back for the rest of the school year? And while I know this was a difficult decision, it's the right decision to help slow the rate of infection and mitigate the impact on our communities and our state. I'm grateful to all of you, our Prairie family, and how you have creatively adapted to our new circumstances and continued to support our students, whether it be through remote learning, distributing over 130,000 meals to our families, continuing to provide childcare safely, keeping our technology systems up and running, or the myriad of other tasks that are essential to allow us to continue to operate the district. Each of you should be proud of yourself, your resiliency, and your ability to adapt to extreme circumstances. I'm grateful to our administrative team and how you have led our staff, our students, and our community. I want to thank Dr. Doug Wheeler, our superintendent, who has demonstrated strong leadership during these times. Lastly, we have several staff members who are retiring at the end of this school year. They've served our district well over the years. I'm grateful for their contributions, and I wish them the best in retirement. Finally, the question I get asked a lot is, what does fall look like? And the honest answer is, I don't know. We're going to continue to monitor the situation and develop plans accordingly. And in closing, I know we all have a bad case of cabin fever. We're all anxious to get out and resume some sense of normalcy. But if you do so, please do so safely, practice social distancing, and be safe. On behalf of the school board, I'm grateful for all of your resiliency and demonstrating your commitment to our students during this unprecedented time. I wish for each of you to have a great summer. Looking forward to seeing you in the fall. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bauer, for that heartfelt message to our staff. It's just staggering to read those statistics about how many meals we served, how many students we served, how many families we served. And again, regardless of what next fall looks like, hopefully we're all back on the 24th of August together, whether we're in a continuous learning model, whatever this disease continues to do as it progresses. It's just comforting to know we have a staff that is supportive. And with that, I'd like to celebrate our staff members for their longevity with the district and to celebrate our retirees in this special way as they transition to the next phase of their career. In addition to this video for staff, we're also releasing a video that has photos from throughout the year to celebrate the work of staff and students in the 2019-2020 school year. Please check that out on the district YouTube channel. A quote that really resonates with us over the last couple of months as we close our year and we give thanks, creating that vision for tomorrow, that occurs next fall when all of our students come back, not knowing completely what that might look like right now, but knowing that the thanks that we're giving is for efforts that have been just over and above what is expected during this closure. So this presentation is about giving thanks and celebration as we close out the official end of the school year. The first group of volunteers I want to thank is our school board. In addition to attending monthly meetings, our school board is in constant touch with our administrative team, helping us guide a direction for our students and for our staff. Eternally thankful for their efforts, their last-minute ability to come together in service to our students, and their ongoing support of our work. We also customarily give volunteer awards for each building. And since this is a verbal presentation, much of the presentation today will be me pausing and allowing you to read and recognize the people on the screen. So just a moment to recognize these Volunteer of the Year awards for each of our buildings. Also wanted to have a special thank you to those volunteers that immediately jumped into action. Again, we had to limit the number of volunteers to only essential. There were more people that wanted to volunteer than we had spots for safe delivery of things like meals and interacting with the public. So wanted to send a special thank you to those volunteers, staff members that went above what was expected of them in terms of their duties during closure to help with the preparation of meals, to distribute meals at different sites, to arrange material pickup for our students. Also at the end of the year here, preparing and distributing books and crayons so that our students have some things to hold on to over the summer. And also wanted to send a thank you to our high school staff for their efforts every Friday night during May to celebrate our class of 2020. We're planning for an on-site graduation here at the end of June, but again, keeping that special class in our hearts and minds as we move through this closure. Thank you to the high school staff that participated in those events. Want to have there's no way I can mention all the employees that were helpful during this closure and also throughout the year, but wanted to recognize a few employee groups. First of all, our food and nutrition department for mobilizing our first ever summer meal program that occurred throughout the spring to deliver meals to thousands of our families. Just a quick mobilization, very effective mobilization at several sites throughout our community. Our community was definitely appreciative of those efforts. Also related to that meal distribution is our transportation department and our mechanics who drove the buses, helped load the buses for those meal delivery sites every day from the time we closed through the remainder of this week. Also our custodial and maintenance department who jumped into action prior to the closure, making sure we're doing deep cleaning, sanitization, that our buildings had the necessary materials to operate school, and then also continuing to work to keep our buildings up and running during the closure. Thank you to you. Our teachers and counselors who reached out to all of our families weekly over this closure and also stretched themselves to learn new methods to reach their students in unideal circumstances, but definitely appreciate the efforts of our teachers and counselors. Of course, our school nurses who gave us advice throughout this closure, monitoring the health advice and working with our team here to make sure that we were aware of the current trends. Our teacher leaders also played a special role. This includes our facilitators, our curriculum leads, our instructional coaches, just in helping coordinate items for the delivery of instruction over the course of this closure, and also attending to the social emotional needs of our students. This includes our special ed teachers and department for reaching out and making sure that we provided equity for our students with IEPs, whether they were in the voluntary or the required mode. Clerical staff and secretaries who remained on duty and keeping things moving forward, keeping things like payroll moving forward, keeping communication with the school, assuring that common presence for our community. Of course, our building principals, what a great team of individuals. It's hard to fully describe how quickly things changed over the course of this closure. And as we did our best at the district office to interpret that guidance, the building principals sprung into action, really supported their teams and supported their families. Thank you to you. And then also, last but certainly not least, really work with a great team here at the district office, and want to thank them for their efforts during this time and interpreting the guidance as it came in, trying to have best guess of what the guidance would be, and really planning for the worst, hoping for the best, and really putting us in a good position if we do have to do continuous learning again in the fall. We have a really good position, some information that we gathered and some strategies we gathered during this closure. So thank you to that group of employees. If you weren't mentioned, it's not because you're not appreciated. It's just definitely wanted to recognize some efforts of some of our employee groups. As we move into the staff awards, what I'll do is I'll pull these up and allow you some time to view these individuals. And we're going to start with our longevity awards. So we recognize our staff for years of service. So please take a moment and view our 5-year staff award recipients. Now please take a moment and check out our 10-year staff awards for 10 years of service to our district. And our 15-year veteran teachers. Our 20-year service awards. "25 years. Our 30-year staff awards. Amazing service to our district. 30 years. We also take a moment to recognize our board for their service, and we're recognizing Todd Halen for 5 years of service, Greg Kelsey for 15 years of service, and Randy Bauer for 20 years of service. One of the things that keeps our district strong is we have a strong group of board members and teachers and staff that are in it for the long haul, that are here for a number of years of service. So it's always great at the end of the year to take time and reflect on the amount of service that many have given for the success of our students and our district. And now we want to recognize our retirees. Just looking through this list, you can see the countless hours of dedication that our retirees have given to our district. We want to take a moment to celebrate them. So we weren't able to celebrate them in person, so we reached out to them and asked them for some information, maybe some parting words of wisdom, to make sure that they had a moment to just share and reflect on their service to the district, and for us to thank them in a special way, even though it's this alternative way, through a video content. So first of all, Robin Kimprich, 10 years of service. Memory there, thank you, couldn't have done it without you, and from former students was a good memory. Always great to have the students give us feedback on what we're doing. Retirement plan includes grandkids, subbing, and doing what I want when I want. And a piece of advice is, once you start your career, stick with it. You'll be glad you did in the long run. Study first, party last. Congratulations, Robin. Patty Dalton, with 12 years of service. Memory is the burning pea had nothing to do with urine. Kind of a funny thing there. I think we all had that moment when around homecoming when we heard about this burning pea. Retirement plan is spoiling grandkids and possibly subbing. Please come back and sub. We always need great subs. Advice, encouraging students to not only answer the question, but to question all of the answers. Again, reinforcing that thinking that we want all of our students to do. Thank you, Patty, for your service. Lori Danker, 36 years of service. What a gift. I've had to work with these awesome people, students and parents in this beautiful place. And over that 36 years, Lori, you've seen a lot of changes here on campus. Thank you for your continued service with us. Our retirement plan includes continued service with the GT Association and the University of Iowa as an adjunct. So also advice is treat all students with dignity, respect the profession and the school district that hired you. Great advice from Lori. Lori, thank you for your service. Barb Hilgenkamp, 32 years of service. Again, great longevity with the district. A memory is hearing a former student tell their now student that I will help them love to read and learn since that is what I did for them. Always amazing to have those multi-generational connections, something that definitely makes our district strong. Retirement plan is taking care of my mom, traveling and subbing. Again, all of you that put down subbing, please sign up. Advice, seek out encouraging, supporting, and nurturing peers to have more job satisfaction. Will help you feel calm and excited to teach each day. Thank you very much for your service, Barb, and the great advice. Kevin Jordan, with 26 years of service. Memory is when students get excited learning new things, cherish the many times parents have shared how much their students loved art class. Retirement plan, time with family, biking, house projects, and new adventures. And advice from Kevin, believe in what you're doing, always look for ways to improve, don't be afraid to try new things. So great advice for all of us, no matter what age we are, no matter what point in career we are in. Thank you, Kevin, for your service. Ed Lala has 22 years of service, memory being part of the Prairie family and its importance. Retirement plan includes organizing baseball cards, getting caught up on my honey-do list. Advice, good communication with staff, students, and parents, build strong relationships with your students. What great advice as we form relationships with our students. Thank you, Ed, for your long service to the district. Mary McWilliams, serving for 32 years in college community schools. Memory of beautiful campus, true feeling of community and family. We are Prairie, that kind of says it best. Retirement plan includes volunteering, subbing, spending time with family. Advice, taking time to listen and watch from peers. They have amazing talents and wisdom and experience that you don't learn in college. Great advice there, Mary. We've got a great staff to learn from each other. Thank you very much, Mary, for your 32 years of service. Chris Perkins, with 18 years of service, has the memory of just the opportunity to work with amazing people on our special campus, being the coach for her daughter with middle school cross country. Chris's retirement plans include traveling, brushing up on golf game, volunteering, visiting family, coaching, and subbing. Advice from Chris is to embrace the uniqueness of the campus, lean on peers, collaborate, and ask for help when needed. Always remember your audience. Great advice, Chris, and thank you for your years of service. So as we reflect on our retirees, as we reflect on our longevity awards, can't help but think of this quote: "No act of kindness, however small, is ever wasted." It's so important over the last 2 months and previously just to reflect on how much our students need us, how much our family needs us, and how important our service is to the community. Educators are essential, schools are essential. And as we take time to reflect, it's important for us to say thank you and also remember that even when we think we're not doing much, we're doing a lot for the lives of our children. Thank you again for a great year. Couldn't have done it without you, and you couldn't have done it without each other. So take time, celebrate, enjoy the summer as we continue to learn what the next school year looks like. I am confident that our staff will deliver whatever our conditions are returning in the fall. Thank you again.